It's us again.
It's the nuisance. We're menaces to society. I'm choosing a different word. I was gonna say nuisance, but my brain just said no, apparently.
It's the Chaos Crew.
True.
Let's go with that.
Chaos Crew. I am so fucking excited to find out. I think it's a SNARK is what they kept calling it last time.
Yes, the SNARK.
I'm excited to see what shape the SNARK has taken.
So true. Funny adventures in a funny amusement park.
I'm not sure I'd call it funny.
No, look at that. It's hilarious.
It's super hilarious. I don't know what you're talking about. And so ended the intermission. The young cast were handed their new lines. But what of the climax? At long last this night of witches had entered its climax. I'm gonna be good, but you don't know how badly I wanted to just, like, let out noises.
God dang it.
Oh my god, hold on. Hold on, I have to respond.
This is going on YouTube.
Technically, YouTube doesn't care. Technically. As long as it's not within, like, the first, I think, 30 minutes or something.
Yeah, it's like first 15 seconds, then you can't say fuck.
You're disappointed.
Thank you, Seven.
And all unlimited of my blade works.
Lord have mercy. Anyways. They split up. You're sure? She was filled with foreboding at the Robin's report. Apparently, they had gone in opposite directions. The park's residents had set off after the boy witness, and it would take them mere minutes to capture him, so the bird said. What do you mean? Is it actually him they're following? Not Alco in disguise. The robin flapped its wings, chirping away any doubt. It had seen them with its own two eyes. Alco was heading for the plaza, and the cocky brat was making a run for the roller coaster. Are you saying that Alco abandoned him? It sounds a little too good to be true. Is Dumpty still on his tail? The robin nodded enthusiastically.
Egg.
What's the Sanrio egg called?
What is it called? That's a good question. Hang on.
It's Shiki's spirit Sanrio. It's not. No, it's not. It doesn't start. Its name, I think, literally translates to
Gudetama.
but Gudetama. Little Gudetama is following him. Uncracked Gudetama. It didn't know about the other birds, but with its superior night vision. Oh, it didn't know about the other birds, but with its superior night vision, it had seen that sucker clearly because he had moved to a high point. And Dumpty? He said to let him sing to the very end, and that may never get the chance again to do so for a fool this asinine. This ass of mine is asinine. Why me? Scratch Dumpty was a ticking time bomb that would drop and detonate the moment its target averted its gaze.
It's just boom.
That is, as long as his target continued to observe him. In a way, he was a gentlemanly
Ploy.
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 Yep. I stopped myself. ploy kickshaw, though Alice wished he would forego such niceties when in battle.
そうね。視線を切らないだけで
Let
は
him have his
ダ
fun,
ンプティからは逃げられない。
keeping an eye on Dumpty
表
won't
面の
save
詩
the
が
boy
完成すれ
anyway.
ば扉が開く。
Once the poem on his surface is complete, the door will open.
彼がどこまで逃げよう
No
と、
matter how far he
あと
runs,
少しでダンプティが
Dumpty
閉まって
will
くれる
end
わ。
him for us. And none of the horses or the king's men will ever be able to put Dumpty back together again.
Frank?
Also, hi, Frank.
Yeah. Hi, Frank.
Until the park, or rather the SNARK, was destroyed, Sojiro would not be able to escape. Also, pause for a minute, because
Mm-hmm.
we're back. Which meant the larger concern was Aoko. Aoko had promised to protect the boy, which begged the question, where was she running to?
ここにいる限り、青子の
As
動
long
向
as
は
we
つ
stay
かめない
here, we can't track Aoko. Alice looked over the park, ignoring the robin's attempt to get her attention with its plumage. Flat Snark had nearly reached its full size. It was a different breed of beast compared to the other cheap ploys. To her, it was one of our 3 most irreplaceable and precious familiars. I really hope she has a Jabberwocky. Like, if she, as named after Alice, and is giving us Alice in Wonderland vibes, if she doesn't have a Jabberwocky, I'm gonna be sad.
What's the point?
Right? What's the fucking point?
I mean, there is a Jabberwocky in Fate.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a part of the Nursery Rhyme Noble Phantasm. But I don't know if she has one. She doesn't have one. So
I just had a funny thought. Do you think Alco is her Red Queen? Queen of Hearts?
that'd
She's
be
Alice?
interesting.
I mean, she is wearing red, and she's usually wearing red, and then her hair turns red. They might not make a note of it, but just theoretically, I suppose.
Be interesting. Yeah, fair, fair.
And then, I guess, I feel like Sojiro would be like the March Hare.
Oh,
Or,
yeah.
or maybe the Sleepy Mouse, whose name I can't remember. I can't remember what, but it's a mouse, I believe. Who's like always sleeping in a teacup.
Oh, I understand.
Yes, you know what I'm talking about. I just don't know what the mouse's name is.
Yes.
It's like a fleet mouse or something. Anyways, to her, it was, no, I already read that part. Very precious familiar. If she doesn't have a Jabberwocky, I'll be sad.
Yes.
任せたわスナーク。青子が諦めない以上、
Yes,
あなたも手は抜かない。
she's all yours, Snark. Don't hold back until Alco is brought to her knees. See, every time I read Snark, I just think of Snark from, like, the Flash comics. Like Captain Cold.
Oh.
And I just, that's like where my brain first goes. Just, yeah, Captain Cold's running around in a Type Moon game.
You know what? I wouldn't put it past them.
That's fair. A DC versus...
I don't know.
Type
I
Moon
think that's just love.
event. You know what? Oh, also, this is just a side note, because by the time this comes out, people will have seen the art I drew for the last episode thumbnail. I thought it was funny that, so your model has orange eyes, and then I put you as Shiki, and when Shiki's eyes activate to be death perception, they turn blue. So in your case, it's just your eyes getting, like, I guess hotter in a sense, because you have fiery eyes, and then they just turn blue.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
So
that
that's
is cool.
That's just a thought that my brain had while I was drawing him, like yesterday or whatever. Whenever I finished it, I can't remember when I finished it today. Yes, I did. I don't know, timey-wimey. Ta-da!
Any- Anyways,
Love how you started and then just stopped. Alice remained where she was. With the same historical merit as the troll under the bridge and the poison-clawed reptile, Flat Snark was one of Alice's ultimate ploys. She was placing her trust in its reputation and ability.
でも忘れないで。こ
But
れは
don't
ゲームよ。
forget, this is a game.
勝敗がついたのなら、
When
私
the
のところに帰
contest
って
is
きて。
over, return to me.
okay, dang.
The drifting fog ignored its master's words. It was the one thing that Alice had misread. Flat Snark was a king, and even among the other ploys of terrible, vulgar antics. So it's Gilgamesh, in fog form. I know what I said.
Gilgamesh thinks he's Flat Snark. Gilgamesh wishes he was Snark. Anyways, as a mage,
Truly.
what a fucking bitch.
What a fucking golden ass bitch. Can't even turn himself into an entire playground. God, SMH. Death to the defeated, gruesome tragedy to the vanquished. It found no pleasure unless it brought about total ruination of life and wealth. See, the more it describes it, the more it literally is just Gilgamesh. I guess
Real.
this is the snark just being snarky.
Ayo.
Ew. The fog billowed like wicked laughter.
Really does sound like Gilgamesh, not gonna lie.
After all, only a king had the right to decide the fate of the vanquished, and the snark's greed could not be contained. Thus, it hadn't even the slightest intent to play fair, despite its master's orders.
It sounds more and more like Gilgamesh with every second.
I
really
know,
does,
right?
huh?
Like, Snark walked so Gilgamesh could run. Genuinely. Over 100 feet high. One careful step at a time, the figure made... Hold on. Ugh. One careful step at a time, the figure made its way gingerly up the track, stretching into the heart of the amusement park.
Don't look down, 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 don't look down.
I just imagine he's going, one step at a time, there's no need to rush. He stayed. His breathing... Oh
His
no, he
beating.
stayed... I know how to read sometimes. He stayed his beating chest and the pounding of his breath. Even tiny movements were an obstacle to his progress. Oh, the boy. Amazingly, the one making this pale-faced advance higher and higher was Sojiro Suzuki.
Oh, dang it, I looked down.
Gosh dang it! Far below, he saw a horde of bread creatures had congregated by the roller coaster platform.
Oh no, they're making the bread ladder. All those 1 billion lines versus the sun memes were true.
As they bustled this way and that, their numbers continued to increase by the minute, seemingly cheering on Sojiro with raised arms as he made his ascent. Do you think croissants would be... I think croissants would be easier to fight than just a normal loaf of bread.
Then just like, well, these are obviously like baguettes.
Yes,
right?
These are baguettes. But like, I was like, oh, well, if baguettes like layered themselves, because you have to, it's not lamenting, but laminate. If you laminate bread, that's what makes it all fluffy for a croissant.
Croissant.
So if they layered themselves on top of each other, they would make a giant croissant monster. But I feel like that would be easier to fight because it's all fluffy on the inside.
Okay, we gotta make a bread tier list at some point.
We will. Literally after this entire segment and they leave, we should make a tier list.
A tier list of bread on like how easy it would be to fight if it turned into a a bread monster.
We will make it its own entire video just to go through the tier list of bread. I will make an actual tier list. I will get pictures. We will we will sit down and talk about this.
Excellent.
It'll
Good.
be great.
Very good.
But in the meantime,
yes, in the meantime,
Sojiro is having an ascent.
I was gonna say I don't even know what to say about this.
I love that for you, Seven.
Would you like to be here for the bread video?
Would you like to be here, Seven, for the bread video?
I will try to. No promises.
Excellent. You're good.
Or jeered him more like, beckoning him to come down, like sirens.
Oh, thank you. I'm good up here.
I would rather not.
高いところは苦手なんだ。
Well, at least they don't like heights. Whew.
Of course, Sojiro neither did Sojiro.
Thanks.
What?
Okay, sure, whatever you say.
I'm gonna read this properly, which is, of course, neither did Sojiro, but his current state is the lesser of the two evils. Sometimes we come across things like that, and I'm like, are you sure that this was, like, released properly?
Are you sure?
Are you
I
sure
hope.
about that? Anyways, the one thing that followed him now was the floating egg.
And it ain't even Easter yet.
It's like, I guess like October? No, it's December. It's December. I remember now. It's almost
Man,
crazy.
wait your turn. Wait.
Damn, wait your fucking turn. I gotta still beat up Cupid. What the fuck? After heaving a huge sigh, Sojiro bent forward and climbed the track that reached to the heavens. 150 feet now. If this were a skyscraper, he would be on the 16th floor.
Right.
Did he do that math?
149 to go.
Do you think this man can do math from what I've seen of him?
No. He can
Exactly.
do basic math, but I don't think he can go above 100.
2 plus 2 is fish.
Cause see, if you turn them on their side and you put them together, it looks like a fish. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
I love Sojiro. I love him so much. Amor accepted my friend request. Oh my god. We're friends now.
Anyways.
officially. A strong gust of wind whipped through his hair. Humans had an instinctual fear of heights. In particular, a place like this, which called forth visions of falling to one's death, would cause a person's knees to tremble against their will. It was an instinct that forewarned death, urging its master to return to the safety of the ground. It was a reasonable reaction. Climbing the roller coaster tracks went beyond funny stories and into the realm of fantasy. The strong winds and change in the air pressure were a hindrance. His instincts screamed at him to stop, causing his limbs to go numb, his muscles to go limp, and his mind to race.
See, buddy, when you do that, it's just gonna make me die. It's just gonna, like, actually make me die.
His hands, like, his legs give out, but his hands are, like, basically glued to the side, so it's like he's just laying there, just holding onto it.
Exactly.
I read Lifeline first, and anyways, even if he had been tied to a lifeline, a mere 15 feet of climbing would still have caused his thoughts to freeze out of sheer terror. And it would only get worse from here, exponentially so, really. I mean, even every foot forward increased the load of both his mind and his body by another degree.
Alright. 148. It's gonna take a while.
Just put one foot in front of the other. I just imagine any song about walking or stepping is what's going through his head currently.
Oh my god.
That's what he's using to calm himself down. Just I don't know a lot of songs about walking. Just I'm walking out to midnight.
I'm walking on sunshine.
And of course he's like screaming the whoa part at like the top of his lungs that Alco can hear him, and she like has to look up and be like, okay, he's not dead.
Doing? What the fuck?
She's like, what the? Okay, he's not dead, so it's fine. He's fine.
I'm walking on sunshine.
Exactly. Good shit.
よし頂上まであと少し
I can do this. Just a little bit more to the top.
Oh no. The burden of his mind notwithstanding, he carefully measured the toll on his body with every step. His legs, which had carried him running this far, threatened to buckle in a moment as he let down his guard. This fatigue was likely why Aoko had stressed that Sojiro's role was more dangerous than hers.
待てよ逆を言うと
Wait,
疲れてなければなん
would
とかなる
Aozaki have been so worried if I wasn't tired?
Sojiro laughed as he stared at the floating egg. He reflected on the course of events that had led him to this absurd situation.
Man, I'm not getting any sleep tonight.
Man, I almost died. I'm gonna sleep for at least a week. God, all of that, like, adrenaline is gonna leave his body, and he's just gonna crumple to the floor and just pass out. Like, just sleep for, like, a whole ass week.
Hey, boss, I'm calling in.
He's not even
For
gonna
the
be able to
month.
call in. Just, like he's gonna get a call from work, and he's just gonna roll over and be like, I'm sorry, I got sleep. Bye.
Sojiro's sleeping. Good night.
Sojiro Suzuki can't make it to the floor right now. He sleeps. Just puts down the phone.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Sweet little baby. I'm still waiting for his goddamn Nendroid.
For real.
The day it goes on, the reason I'm not buying the Arkwide figure, because I really want to buy the Arkwide figure, is because I'm saving that money in hopes that his will at least be around the same price for the Nendroid, if not maybe double. Because if it's double, then that's fine, because I'll already have, like, basically a down payment. So, like, I'm just waiting. I turn into the fucking old lady from Titanic, where I'm just like, it's been 87 years. And then finally his Nendroid comes out. Oh, Lord. Not even 10 minutes ago, they had been engaged in conversation.
じゃあ次ね
Flashback?
正体が分かった以上
Okay,
あとはどう
since
壊
we
すか
know
を
what
話し合い
form
ま
it's
しょう
taken, we need to talk about how we're going to destroy it. See, they know, but we don't know, and I'm sad about that.
What is it? What is it? Would you like to tell the class?
I would love it if they told the class. Sojiro felt a shudder travel down his spine at Alko's smug grin. In hindsight, Alko had been more than happy at this point to make him do something absurd.
どう壊すかってそれなら
So, by destroy it, you mean we're going to...
Sojiro had spoken up, figuring that what he was about to say was silly, especially considering Alko had the magecraft to tear clean through the fence. Furthermore, up till now, he had not once offered his insight as to the true form of the flat snark, only due to his belief that there was nothing that could have been done about it, even if they were the wiser. But that had changed. For Alko, the impossible was quite literally within her grasp.
そうでもないわ 私
I
の
know
持
what
った
we're
んだ
going
と
to do. I
あ
know
と
what you're
50
going
メ
to
ー
say.
トル分
And
ギリギリ
no,
で届かない
by my estimate, I wouldn't get within 150 feet of the thing. His face! Wait, can you turn off the, letters so I can make this the background? I want to make this the background of the episode. Okay, there we go.
Immaculate.
There it is. There they are. Despair filled Sojiro's eyes.
That looks more like a disappointment.
Just,
Uh,
This is what I'm gonna use to draw us. This is gonna be ours for this.
amazing.
Alko lifted a hand to her long hair, and with the magical energy in her fingertips, She cut her hair? Okay.
I guess
Cut
so.
a clean tuft from her head.
足りない分は努力と根
Not
性っ
if we
て
make
ね
up the difference with some elbow grease.
あなたはできるだけ高いところまで
Get to the highest place you can.
フォロワー
When
を
the
見て
time
合
is
図を
right,
出すから
I'll give you a sign.
そうしたらこれを空に
Just
放っ
toss
てく
this
れ
into the air.
し
That's
ず
all
き
you
君
need to
の
do.
役目はそれだけでいいから
But based on where Alko pointed her gaze, she did not really mean to leave it up to Sojiro to pick the highest place he could find. Alko was staring conspicuously.
Conspicuously?
Oh, there's another scene there. Conspicuously at one of the amusement park's two main attractions, the roller coaster.
Ah, damn it.
God damn it.
Ah, goddamn. All right.
Well, I mean, either you die and I get to go away, or we both get to walk away. So...
あの怪物たちに追われながら高いところに逃げ込めと
So, in other words, you're saying we split up, then you want me to run away from the monsters chasing me and escape to somewhere high, right?
そういうこと
Exactly.
ほらあのうねうね動き出してるコースターのレールとか
The tracks
よくない
on that wing and roller coaster are perfect. There were two demons in this park. Her smile made even Sojiro want to respond that it was far from perfect. I thought I was gonna say that there are two demons in this park, Alko and the flat snark.
Real. Far be it from me to question your motives here, but
本当はあの子とグル
you're not secretly working with that girl to kill me, are you?
あら私に殺されるの
Now,
もいいんでしょ
now, wasn't it you who said it was okay if I was the one who killed you?
人の出現を悪用するのは良くないと思う。
Not nice to twist other people's words.
He's a little puppy. Look at him. Sojiro hung his head. This was not shame. This was not sane. I don't worry about it.
Real.
If he did as she said, he would die from exhaustion before Kitsy even had a chance to eat him.
私だって鬼じゃないわ。
It's not a monster. Hey, look at me. Hey, over here. Boy, come here. Over here.
おまじないかけてあげる。
I'll cast a charm on you.
Hmm?
Just boops him on the nose.
Oh my god, yeah, I was thinking just that.
It was the lightest of touches. Close enough that their breath and skin to come in contact.
But I'll... Zaki?
He finished with a hushed voice. For one of them, this was a rather mundane magecraft. For the other, it was a head-spinning sneak attack of intimacy.
軽く、弱く、うまく、早く。
Why are there two different
Oh,
ones
there's two of them.
that are completely different?
There are
I'm just
two
gonna
of
do
them.
them both. I'm just gonna fucking do them both. I'm just gonna read it like it's one sentence.
Sure.
Be light and frail, nimble and fast, the weight of the air, the tremble of one's breast.
I take it as maybe that has to do with like the volume of her voice saying them, or maybe like
Well, but the
almost-
other times they've done this, it was like what the one that was in larger text was Latin, and then the smaller text was the like
Translation.
translated version. And then like sometimes they'll have different words that are just like interchangeable. It's very weird. This is completely different.
Yeah, the other thing I was thinking is maybe it's almost like an echoing voice style thing. Like her voice is.
I need to pick a lane,
Okay.
please.
Let's just go with the big one, I guess.
Okay. The weight of the air, the tremble of one's breast.
チクタクチクタク。急げや急げ。
Oh wait, no, she's
She
saying...
said TikTok.
Okay, so sure.
I don't.
Okay, the top one then, I guess.
I guess. Tick tock, on the clock. There's no time to waste. Light lags behind. Well, I was gonna read both of them.
Oh.
But that's fine. That's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Words that cannot be produced by a normal larynx carried a peculiar weight to them, reverberated against his eardrums. I'm inside your head.
Oh no.
If words were given color, these would have been the color of her name, blue. Sojiro's exhausted body and burning blood gently cooled.
Oh yeah, because Aozaki means blue.
Mhm.
Yes.
飛ぶ、泳ぐ、駆け抜ける。
I'm gonna read both of them. Just
Yeah.
fly, swim, run. A bird in the sky, a fish in the sea, you in the distance.
チクタクチクタク。汽笛を
Tick
鳴ら
tock,
せ。
tick tock. Stuff doubt and anxiety in a sack. Sound the alarm. Begin the journey at dawn.
星はいつでも北の空。どこま
The
で
star is always in the northern sky, no matter where you go. A shining star falls into your heart. In reality, it took but a few seconds. But it took our dumbasses like at least a minute to figure out which lines we were reading. But the sun contact had felt a little longer until it ended.
よし、暗示成功。成功したはず。ここまで手応えがあったの初
Mesmerized
めてだし。
successful. I think. This is the first time I've actually felt it take.
アリスの小言もたまには
I
役に
guess
立
all
つ
those
じゃない。
lectures from Alice paid off. A very merry Alco stood aside a very confused Sojiro. After he asked what the heck had occurred, she responded.
Hey, what the heck just happened?
簡単な暗示よ。
It's
一時的に恐怖心を
It's
消
an
しておいたか
elementary
ら、
suggestion.
高いところに
I
登っても平
temporarily
気なは
erased
ず。
your sense of fear, so you should be able to climb up there no problem.
あの手の作業で
I see.
一番足を引っ張る
The
のは動
biggest
揺
thing
でしょ。
standing in your way is your nerves, right?
恐怖も何も感じなければ
If you don't feel
地
fear,
上何メー
no
トル
matter
で
how
もと
high you
平
climb,
均台
it's
と
no
そう
different
変
from
わらない
walking
っ
on a
てわけ。
balance beam.
I'm afraid of doing that.
I have terrible balance. I don't know if you know this. It's one of the reasons I can't swim. His
Ah.
face. I love him.
Truly so incredible that the most moe character in this game is the male lead.
I love him so much. If he told me to steal a rabbit, I would. I
But
don't
he
know where I
wouldn't.
would find a rabbit. No, he would never ask me to. But if he ever asked me to steal something, I'd find a way. He's such a little baby. He seemed to get it. It actually all sounded like Greek to Sojiro, but he accepted it as an explanation of her strange actions.
やっと着いた。
50. Finally, I made it.
He'd arrived at the summit of the track. At a height of nearly 200 feet, Sojiro had a bird's eye view of the entire amusement park. He was able to spot Alco's figure right away. Actually, I think it's her first name that means blue.
Really? Is it Aoko
'Cause-
or is it Aozaki?
I think it's Alco, because blue in Japanese is AO or AOI.
Oh. Okay, fair enough.
I googled it because I was like, I don't remember it being that long because there's an 8-bit game. I think it's 8-bit. But it's like RPG Maker and it's called Ao Oni. So it's just Blue Demon.
Okay. Aozaki Aoko, also known as Miss Blue. I guess. Huh.
Either way.
could-
I mean, Aozaki has Ao in it, so
Both of them technically have Ao, I guess, but
both of them technically have blue in it. She's just blue.
Blue.
She's got a lot of blue going on while also wearing a lot of red, which is funny, because those are not complementary colors. They're pretty close on the color wheel. But, you know, it's fine. Color theory. Did I already read this line? Yes.
No,
I think
yeah,
I
you did.
Okay, cool. I was too focused on Ao Oni. In the plaza, not so far from here, she seemed to be occupied with something conspicuous. Her surroundings lay still. The breadmen were still busy trying to figure how to reach Sojiro by trial and error from the roller coaster's entrance. They had over 300 feet of distance to cover.
汗をかくはずだ。こんなに移動したのか。
Wonder I'm drenched in sweat. Look how much ground I've covered.
The strong winter gales quickly dried the sweat on his brow, but he was drenched underneath his shirt.
Oh, gross. It's gonna take a bit. I'm gonna need to wash this when I get home.
I'm gonna need to take a shower in my clothes.
Real.
This much sweat was worth at least a half a mile run, not to mention all the
Scares.
scares. I read that as scars for a moment, and I was like, are we getting mild backstory about his neck? No.
Not yet.
Not to mention all the scares he had experienced throughout the night. I swear to God, if his neck is some kind of stupid red herring where it's just a little cut on his neck, or maybe he got a weird tattoo and it's nothing of any consequence, I'm gonna be real upset.
Okay. Now all I gotta do is wait for the signal.
He felt a wave of relief. But not at all the thought of Alco destroying the Snark and this nightmarish park. He was simply happy that he could repay a bit of his debt from the House of Mirrors. A blue bullet rose from the plaza where Alco was located. That's the sign! Yeah, that's the signal.
That's the signal.
Sojiro stood up atop the tracks, pulling out the pouch he had stowed in his pocket and tossed it forward. Without any regard for his questionable footing, he gave it a mighty overarm pitch.
Oh God, oh no.
He just goes over the bar. The small pouch drew a parabolic curve in Alco's direction, quickly becoming untied in midair. Inside the bag was the lock of her hair and a small stone weight. Just throw it with the wind from somewhere high up, and I'll take it from there. Alco had said, but it was Sojiro's effort that had set the plan in motion. The tuft of hair remained airborne, drifting as it watches over its owner. He's not looking at the egg. Sojiro's job was done. He remained concerned about the egg hovering over him, but there was nothing he could do about it. Sojiro breathed a sigh of relief and leaned forward to watch the rest of the plan unfold. But then... In the corner of his eye, he thought he spotted something familiar approaching Alco. Familiar? A bald jointed doll? The lady from the thingy?
Oh no, it's not great.
Routing. Set. Direct current. First layer. Second layer. Third layer. In reverse.
In reserve.
In reserve. Fuck.
There.
Magical energy. Supply fixed to greater source. Flow. Check. Angle. Check. Formula stability. Good enough. A pattern began to carve itself into the brick street. The casting of an unprecedented incantation with unprecedented range. Keeping the rising tension contained within her crest, the fledgling mage snapped her fingers.
ツアープランスターマイン
Done. Bullet configuration. Convergent launch. She kneeled at the center of the formula and raised her head to the night sky. Not even a glimpse of the
Transmogrified?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. Transmogrified fantasy land around her entered her vision now. Only one thing, one untouchable thing, was reflected in her blue eyes.
実はずっと気になっていた。
So, this has been on my mind for a while now.
This is how their conversation started a few minutes prior. Sojiro began with a simple statement of fact. In truth, it really was the simplest of discrepancies. Between the reality of an hour ago and the illusion of the present, a difference both infinitesimal and infinite at the same time.
雲があったから勘違
I
いしたん
thought
だろう。
maybe I didn't know what I was looking at because of the clouds.
It was something hiding in plain sight. Something both seemingly impossible in reality and unusual given its location. In this amusement park, where every paradigm had shifted, something was brazenly flaunting its normalcy.
今夜は新月なんだ、青崎。
Oh my god.
It's the fucking moon.
Tonight's supposed to be a new moon, Azaki.
And yet.
思えば初めっからその形だったものね。
Yeah.
あんたは
Come to think of it, that was its original form.
They're gonna destroy the moon.
Pause
Go!
for effect. Steal the moon. God.
Golem! Destroy the moon!
Have you seen Assassination Classroom, Keith?
I have not.
There's a joke where this is where the teacher that all these kids are being taught to murder, because that's the plot. He supposedly blasted a hole through the moon.
Oh.
And so he's deemed very dangerous. They're teaching these kids, well, he wanted to teach some kids so he can teach them life lessons, and the government is also helping them be taught to learn how to become assassins so they can murder him.
I see.
Very good. Anyways, they're gonna blow up the moon.
Yes.
The distance from Earth to the moon was 238,900 miles. That's a lot of miles.
I think we can make it. Hello there, Frank. Hello again, Frank.
I think if we roll a d20 and get a nat 20, we can jump to the moon.
Hello there, Frank. The thing that's anchoring everything here is the friggin' moon.
Yeah, we're gonna blow up the moon.
We're gonna blow up the moon.
We're going to pause for a bit. Blow up the moon. Oh, secondary thing before we continue. There is another anime called Yuri on Ice where everyone thinks that the Russian guy that helps Yuri learn how to skate sounds like Gru.
Oh my
in the
god.
English dub, and I just need you to know that.
Immaculate.
Because I'm pretty sure it's the same guy who plays Russia in Hitalia, which just makes that even funnier. So, anyways. If it truly was identical to the actual moon, then this monster indeed lived up to its eerie reputation. A distance that far would have meant that if it had— wait, the fuck was that sentence? A distance that far would have meant that it had no need to hide its form. It could flaunt its true form in front of all. But due to the very fact that it was hiding its true form, it meant it must have been within reach. So there's just 2 moons in the sky.
It's just 2 moons. Literally like that fairy tale episode.
That monster's camouflage implied that it sat within the reach of human hands.
こっちの最大射程はよくて
At best, my
600
max range is 650 yards. So... At this point, it was time to give it all she had. Drawing on the energy surging throughout the park, she extended her firing arm. A blue firework launched into the air. Looking up at her hair dancing in the wind above, Alco reached out her hand as if to catch the night sky. A mage's own body made for the perfect catalyst. And for a female mage, the hair she had grown out over many years made a particularly valuable and powerful source of fuel. To use it, all she had to do was apply her will. She locked the fingers on both her hands together. She locked the fingers on both her hands together and shouted. Deploy the 3rd layer. All formulae. Commence linked activation. Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, yo.
She hurled forth a clear challenge to bind the moon to herself.
Holy shit.
She's gonna blow up the moon.
She's gonna blow up the moon.
The mist began to whirl about in a vortex. The monster high above bore its fangs at the sight of the blue spell that appeared in midair. Did she figure it out? Oh no, that's Alice. Did she figure it out? By the time Alice had noticed the change, the hostility between Alco and the SNARK was palpable. Very well. This round goes to Alco. Return immediately. Perhaps removing the rain clouds was too obvious a hint, but I suppose one can't win with them, or win them. Flat SNARK? The fog continued to thicken with no sign of abating.
Ooh.
The moon that floated in the night sky could not pardon such an insolent mage. As if the Lord of the Night would bow down to such impotence. There was no staying its wrath at a challenge so flagrant.
Oof.
SNARK! The robin swooped in to give its report, but Alice waved it away. Her gaze was fixed on the transforming golden moon.
Yo, that moon is pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, the moon is falling. Is the moon freaking falling? Oh no.
It's at least moving.
Bro, it's pulling on Majora's Mask.
Dawn of the final day.
Oh no.
24 hours remain.
Oh god, no.
Her calls of restraint did not reach it. This fairy tale monster was beholden to no one, and it would have no qualms unleashing its vast might upon the punny prey. Punny prey.
Puny?
Puny?
Puny.
Right. Punny has 2 ends. I'm stupid. It's fine. It's puny prey. The core of her magic bolt howled. The mage circuits within her body spun. Alco fed the magical energy, scorching her nerves with imaginary flame. She was linked to the formula inscribed on the ground. The spell was read and executed the same as it always was, but its output was beyond reckoning. With this much firepower, even the mundane process would invite injury upon its caster. It was enough to burn up the nerves that were acting as the barrel. I can do this. The imaginary heat had reached a terrifying temperature. Alco trembled at this endless feeling, but would have to grin and bear it, at least lest their efforts come to naught. Alco could no longer move. When she had learned the Snark's true form from Sojiro, she gave up on any superiority a movable turret offered, instead opting to become a stationary cannon. That was the only way she could reach it. It was impossible to hunt the Snark unless she anchored her crest at this location and angle. At the same time, this action revealed that she was out of options. Once the fuse was lit, she would have no choice but to fight to the bitter end. Alco took a deep breath. This was the way she wanted it. Her preparations were complete. She would be able to deliver this maelstrom of magical energy directly to the moon, like a rocket payload. The third layer floating in midair served as the cannon's muzzle in sight. It would fire the magical energy once it reached critical, and allowed Alco to adjust the angle of fire. Fog? The moon began warped with her scope. I'm moving my microphone closer to me.
Alright.
This is very intense. And I'm leaning over and now my back hurts.
I see.
It's very intense. As Alco charged her magical energy, the ploy displayed its golden form, as if to mock her. Come, worship the heavens, powerless scion of an innocent bloodline. For there it was, a point among the otherworldly sky, a mystical visage,
Obfuscated.
Obfuscated by jade mist and azure clouds. Called the greatest treasure known to the world of magecraft, a rarity among more valuable than an entire kingdom, Crown Phantasm.
Oh.
That's it! That's Spot Snark!
Oh.
Looks like an upside down skull.
It does, yes.
Set apart from the very beginning, the world's greatest fabrication. Not yet. Just need a little more time.
Uh-oh.
Her instincts screamed at her to delay no further. This fairy tale monster was the greatest of its kind, and its true form was about to be exposed. Its open hostility indicated that it was making preparations for a counterattack. I can't move. Not with an incantation this large. If it attacks before me, it's all over. She had to shoot it down first. Magical energy was at 80%. The formula was operating normally. All that was left was to pull the trigger, but... The calm voice inside her head asked her if this was really okay. She had one shot at this, and there was no going back. It was a battle of precision with no room for miscalculations. Even a tenth of a second of hesitation would tip the scales. Was she ready for the pain? Was she ready to deal the fallout of if she missed? Could she really even take down the moon with such a tiny bullet in the first place? Enough! Shoot first, ask questions later. Her eyes fixed upon the moon were filled with determination and an awareness that the moment she fired, the intense recoil would overwhelm her entire body. She shouted. Bring it on! I'm not gonna send this thing spinning. I'm gonna send this thing spinning with all I've got! With every ounce of spirit she possessed, she fired an ultra-long-range projectile into the sky. Ooh.
Oh!
That's a lot of circles. The third layer embraced the magical bullet fired from the surface of the earth. The crest, an extension of Alco's self, unleashed light to pierce the moon. However,
Gonna piss on the moon.
Alco, destroy the moon! What? On the moon as a shield!
an enormous blue canopy pulverized the beam.
Oh, the moon used negate attack.
Damn. That's fucking Humpty Dumpty. Or some shit. It returned to the ether. That 3,000 degree flame to nothing as it came in contact with the bullet.
3,000 degree Alco versus the moon.
Her arm is like purple and bruised, as if it's like Midoriya.
Oh my god.
The recoil of the grand magecraft literally boiled her blood. Her body couldn't handle it. Her heart stopped.
Oh no.
Her brain went numb from the pain and impact. Her nerves petrified.
Putrefied?
Putrefied from end to end. But her magic crest revived them all by force. Ice? It was blocked by ice? Even though her vision had gone white, she could still see it. Swallowing the blood in her mouth, Alco looked up with a scowl.
Oof.
There it was. An enormous shield of ice and a sneering, determined skull. Did I fire too late? Did I fire too early? Should I have shot before it made that shield? Was it too reckless to shoot it head on? Who cares? First layer, second layer, reactivate! Hurry! There was no time to think or hesitate. The magical energy through the park began to gather. Akko knelt across the tyrannical face of the moon.
Yo, it kind of looked like, you know, do.
Oh my god. Upside down sands.
Bro,
Upside down and flipped sands.
Yo, it's straight up upside down sands.
upside down and flipped because the
Oh,
eyes
true.
are the same
The eyes on
size,
the same side. Yeah.
but this skull is upside down. So
Right.
it's upside down and flipped.
That's actually his right eye.
This is my new OC. Do not steal.
This is my new type moon OC. Do not steal. His name is Sans.
His
name is
what's Sans backwards?
Snaz.
His name is Snaz Overtail.
His name is Snaz Overtail.
You can't steal him because he's mine.
Yeah, he actually has true magic and can trace like Shiro.
Oh my god, no. You know there's an OC like that out there though.
God, absolutely there is.
You know, some 13-year-old was like,
I'm gonna make someone that's like inspired by Hero, but like they have true magic because they're overpowered. So you can't hurt them. If you try to hurt them, then you're a bully. So, this is an entire side note. But did you ever like play with kids, like when you were younger, that were like, you can't do that because I already blocked. Like if you would do like play fighting or something like that.
Yes.
Did you? Yes.
And sometimes I was that kid.
That's fair.
Real.
We used to play. I know I've said this before, but I don't know if it's been on the internet. But I used to play Pokemon with kids, and I legitimately, because I noticed kids would do that, I picked Jigglypuff, so I would just make sure people left me the fuck alone. They were like, B, do you want to play Pokemon? And I said yes, I'll be Jigglypuff. And then I would just swing, and if anyone came up to me, I would sing the Jigglypuff song, and they'd go away. That was my plan.
Immaculate.
Anyways, Alco intuited that the ice had yet to fully form. Flat Snark still hadn't reached its full strength. Which was exactly why. Damn it, damn it, damn it! By accelerating the spell, Alco had damaged her own body.
Oh, that's not great.
That's not good. Alco sat up and braced herself for the pain caused by the load placed on the formula after linking with the Snark. All she could do was endure it. All because that ice is tougher than my best shot. Alco had gotten a read on their relative strengths. Even if its volume of magic energy was identical, Snark's form, its mystic, was in a different league. Even if Alco charged her energy to its absolute limit, she would barely make a dent in the ice wall. Meaning, if the Snark gathered as much energy as it could, there was nothing she could do to prevent her annihilation. Then before that happens, she loaded her next shot. She issued orders to the floating third layer. Ignoring the toll on her body, she began to accelerate the first layer formula. The roll on her right hand's single layer was to absorb and store surrounding magical energy. The thick fog that drifted through the park was an ancient ether, spewed out by Flat Snark's own body, but Alco could pour it into her formula. Alco's body, which had interrogated with the formula, took on the in and out. Integrated? It is integrated. Okay. I thought it said interrogated. It's
Interrogate.
Fine. It interrogated that fucking smoke and said, "You're gonna fucking work with this formula. I swear."
Obviously.
That seems like an Alco thing to do. It had integrated with the formula, took on an amount of magical energy that far surpassed its maximum capacity. It seethed in agony. Or rather, it trembled in delight. Really? I don't like that. No. Have it be scared. I don't like that. For a mage, magical energy was a propellant to reach the realm of mystics. The expansion of eternal time. The liquefaction of the self. The release from the physical. What one might call a near-death experience. Great, game's over.
Oh no.
Alko stood face to face with reality on the border, on the boundary between it and such concepts.
Can you imagine like Sojuru is just like watching all this happen like, oh.
He's like, is Alko okay? I know she's there, but I can't tell if that's an okay face or an un-okay face. It seems like an un-okay face. I should go over there. Starts climbing back down.
He starts climbing back down, kind of slips, and he's like, maybe not.
I'll just sit right here. I'm just gonna sit crisscross applesauce and call it a day. I did my best. Lord. And that reality was here to break her will. To any bystander, the gap between them would be plain to see. That bystander was Sojuro. The gun barrel named Alko Aozaki. She had not a chance to chip away at that lump of ice. This pain. She accelerated the spell further. The skull grinned, the ice was no shield. Skull grinned, the ice was no shield. It was something to be used to crush mages who did not know their place. The moon laughed as it prepared to crush not just Alko, but the boy atop the roller coaster,
I want that.
as well as the park in its entirety. You better enjoy it, boy, because it's coming quick. Come on! Give me more! If only we could, read this at like 2 in the afternoon instead of, 2 in the morning.
It's fine.
Her circuits were on the verge of going critical. With a scorching power supply from her fingertips to her eyeballs. She would see to it that the bullet fired. That the magecraft formula would be strengthened as quickly as her nerves' transmission speed would allow. A single attack was enough. There was no way to shoot it from its flank, which meant there was only one solution. Reconnecting to alternating current. The third layer began to transform. It switched from direct to alternating current. The spell's supposed strong point was its ability to adjust its trajectory mid-flight, but right now, all she wanted was numbers. Connecting. Natogram! All layers. Max rotation!
Oh.
It's rotating.
Big!
It's boom. It's a big boom.
Big jumpy!
A blue sun shined down upon the amusement park.
Whoa. Fireworks.
It's fireworks, fireworks on the 4th of July. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Fireworks. Do you know Schoolhouse Rock, Key? Did
Yes,
you ever watch any of those?
a little bit.
Fair.
Barely remember most of it, to be honest.
Fair. I have the entire box set, so we can watch those at some point. And it's the silver edition, so it's all fancy and shit.
Ooh.
Beams of light and maximum output streaked forth to pierce the golden moon.
Take this! Holding down the trigger, she continued to fire, taking in energy and
Ad infinitum.
Infinitum. It's a lot of flashing bright lights. I feel like I'm getting flashbanged consistently.
I hope the moon feels like it's getting flashbanged consistently.
Truly. Blue flame shot forth at critical level. But the ice would neither melt nor mar. No amount of sheer heart or sheer heat could make a dent in something formed from such a colossal amount of magical energy. Her arm's just gonna fucking twist off.
Oh god.
The toll on her circuits sent them berserk, and blood began to run free. Ooh.
Oh.
The spin should have been more than enough. He's just too strong. The battle had begun to become a tussle over the magical energy that filled the park. From the very beginning, this had been the SNARK's home turf. The SNARK had control over at least 80% of the space, while Alco had 20 at best. No, I can't stop it. No! The castle of ice descended as if to call the match. Imagine me screaming.
So true.
Just insert me screaming here. Ah! All she could do was delay the inevitable. Ah! She knew that she had been backed into a wall, and right now, the only thing she could do was to keep firing. Then again, perhaps not. There was another option. If she converted all of her magical energy into a defense, there was a tiny chance, no, not tiny, a great possibility, in fact, that she could save just her. Shut up and do it already! Not even that ice has a chance against the magical energy here! Clinging to that broken hope, Alco continued to rotate her circuits. Time seemed to stop at the magical energy overdose.
Oh no.
A second of intense pain lasted an eternity. Then, it missed everything. Huh?
Hey? Oh.
Huh?
Oh god.
Something approached one step at a time.
It's the thing that appeared at the beginning.
Yeah.
Hey,
Something from across the park's shadows. Something. Wait. She felt goosebumps from head to toe. The issue was no longer the ice overhead. In the midst of the stillness, the Red Death drew closer, step by ominous step. Why here? Why now? Her circuits and her mind began to rupture out of terror. The
composition of her formula and soul began to rip apart. There it was, just behind her. Its footsteps came to a halt. It reached around and cupped her face in its blood-stained hands. Greetings. She wanted to scream out with all her might. This is it. Nothing matters. I could care less. I couldn't care less. Run or don't run, it doesn't matter. Quit hiding and reveal yourself. Use whatever you can and show no mercy. That was it. She had one final card to play. A miracle that would treat that ice like nothing more than a toy, gifted to her as a mere amusement. That was what the Red Death had come to kill. Using it would spell ruin, and not using it would mean death by ice. But why would Alco hesitate? There were no conditions limiting her. There would be no price to pay by employing it here. She simply would cease to be herself. That was all. Humans love to exist in areas of gray. Dozens of electrical impulses disconnect in the brain every minute. Nothing lasts forever, not even one's self. It was not anything particularly worthy of disdain. It was not even anything remarkably worthy of being called taboo. Shut up. What escaped her lips now was rage. Bewilderment from the red silhouette. The girl let out an inaudible scream. Could true magic truly be her savior? What an opportunistic load of bull.
Wait, what? What? She was just like that?
Just like that.
Just like that.
So I guess, I wonder if the red thing has been our narrator this whole time.
Oh.
Because she said that it gave birth to me, remember at the beginning?
Right.
So I wonder if the red has been our narrator.
Interesting.
Anyways, what kind of, do you think I would earn an Oscar for my performance? Thank you.
So good. A+.
I passed with flying colors.
Immaculate.
Thank
So good.
you. Anyways, what an opportunistic load of bull. After all, to begin with. I have no clue how to do that shit yet! Indeed, Helga was still in the dark when it came to that magic. Whatever it was.
The world's happening over there.
He's still not looking at the egg.
Holy crap.
I'm such a moron! She woke from her momentary hallucination. The very illusion her breaking soul had shown her. Whining had had the opposite effect on her. Her pride was now ablaze.
You can escape too.
Sojo was right. Her opponent had put her in check, but she had done the same too. It was clear why she was losing. So now all she needed was a counterplay, well within her abilities. No matter the odds, she was not one to give up without giving it one last shot. That's right.
Oh man, her arm's real screwed
That's
up.
a lot of blood.
Ooh, boy.
I told you it's gonna fucking like twist off.
Good lord. I didn't think it was like actually gonna look like it was kind of twisting off.
Well, I mean, she said that her circuits keep twisting, like turning.
Fair.
And imagine that friction. The skin probably ruptured.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, if the circuits... Okay, if you think about it like this, I'm gonna go into, like... I know way too much about human anatomy, so just indulge me for a moment.
Okay.
If magical circuits... Do we know... Because I don't know this. Do we know what layer the circuits reside in? Are they, like, blood veins, or are they more like muscle veins?
Let me see.
Because, I mean, either way, I have
I've
two options.
always thought of them more like nerves.
Okay, so they're more within the muscle area, right? So it's like skin.
Magic
It's like
circuits are a
muscle-
pseudo-nervous system, so kind of like nerves.
Okay, so it goes muscle, nerves, skin.
Yes,
Right.
okay.
So it's like muscles, muscle, nerve, circuits, skin, right? The nerves and the circuits kind of hold hands. So with that being said, if the I know that she says that they're rotating, but if they are vibrating to any capacity, even if the little tubes themselves are like rotating, that's going to cause friction. And if you think about it, like if you hold I don't know if you've ever had this, but if you ever like rub something, or if you like if you rub anything too fast on your skin, there's a chance for it to break. And the same thing goes from something underneath the skin. So if her system, if her circuits are like rubbing too fast, they're going to rupture the skin from the inside, which is probably going to cause even more bleeding because it's from the inside. Which is why internal bleeding is so fucking scary, because they can't really get to it. They have to open you to get to stop the bleeding. Whereas if it's external bleeding, it's far easier to fix.
Damn.
So, also, fun fact, side note, the most amount of, like, even if you get a cut on your head, you have more blood in your head than you do anywhere else in your body.
Oh.
So if you, like, get conked in the head, like, that's a lot of blood loss, like, real quick. So you have to, like either, stitch that thing up real quick, or, like, put a compress on it real quick, because your brain is there, and so there's so much blood being around your brain that it'll, like, you'll lose a lot of, like, blood really quickly. And if I'm wrong about any of this, someone can tell me, but, like, that is what I remember from all of the times that I've gone down weird, like, bodily functioning rabbit holes. So.
Fair.
So, this has been Bee's Human Anatomy Corner. We will probably revisit this a couple more times throughout my entire career on YouTube, so.
Fair enough. Hell, we'll probably visit it a few more times in just the Type Noon visual novels.
Exactly. So. Especially probably in, like, fucking Stay Night.
Oh, look at all them swords coming out of my body.
Oh god, that boy, he should be dead. That's so much blood. Unless they immediately come out hot and cauterize the wound, he should be dead instantaneously. Anyways. Her numbed fingers clenched into a tight fist. She was betting against the house, an unreasonable gamble that should have made her question her sanity. If her first step was off by an inch, her body would be instantly vaporized. But she knew a boy who never fled. Look at them. They're bonding. She knew of a steadfast courage that could shine its light, no matter how small, through any desperate situation. Sojiro walked so Shiro Emiya could run. I said it. There, I said it.
Technically, Shiro came first.
Did he?
Yes, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, then I retract my statement. Shiro Emiya walked so Sojiro could run. However, Sojiro takes winner for cuteness.
He came first in the
Okay.
timeline, I guess. In the inner
Okay,
universe timeline.
What about release order?
That's what I'm talking about.
Release order. Fate Stay Night came first.
I thought this was.
I thought this was like the first game.
Oh
Yeah, this-
okay. It's weird. Tsukihime technically predates Fate Stay Night, and then this game came out.
So it goes Tsukihime, Fate, and then this game?
Yes,
Ah.
the original Tsukihime. That is obviously Tsukihime
Yeah.
remake came out last year.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking
well,
because
2 years ago technically now.
because we are talking, of the original, because even this game's a remake, so obviously we're talking the original.
Wait, did the original game come out before Fate?
No,
Of Witch on the Holy Night?
No,
so
Witch on the Holy-
Even the original Witch on the Holy Night came after Fate.
yes, Witch on the Holy Night came out 2012. Yeah.
Interesting. Neat.
Yes.
So for its 10th anniversary, basically they released this.
Yeah. Worldwide. Yeah.
I love that for them. Anyways, desperate situations do be a time that, just fucking everyone gets a desperate situation. Granted, nobody writes a book or anything about the day that nothing happened.
Obviously.
But why does it always gotta be desperate situations? Why can't they just not know which kind of eggs to pick in the grocery store?
That sounds pretty desperate to me.
Fair. They got the Wagyu beef on sale. What the fuck? Anyways. Yes, there was more than just herself to be concerned about.
Oh, that eyes kind of look kind of close there.
Remembers, are we gonna be like the dinosaurs? If that ice fell, it would mean the destruction. Oh my god.
Destruction.
Destruction. The destruction of the park and its entirety. I was leaning on my fist, so I think my head just decided to not form words correctly. That's what I'm blaming on.
Sure.
Everything he had achieved, everything he had risked and dared and happily put his life on the line for, would all be for naught.
本当
Really?
それじゃあ何のために意地を張
What
ったかわ
possessed
からな
him
い
to be so bullheaded? Determination and confidence surged through her like electricity. She was in no mood to be crushed by a giant sheet of ice. Technically, it looks more like, I want to say an almond.
Yes, I guess.
It's more like a nut than like
An
a sheet.
oval.
Yeah.
Is it a nut you can play with, like the PSP?
I don't know. I guess we're technically playing with it.
Still, like,
In a devastating way.
that's still like one of the greatest ad campaigns ever.
Good lord.
If she was going to lose, she'd rather do so as the grandest firework possible. Alka was a sore loser. At this point, she would rather burn herself to cinders than let it decide her end. Disconnect. Expand area. Reconnect. She grunted in pain. Energy raged through her body. Her circuits were on the verge of disintegration. Inscribed upon her body, her magic circuits, and was magecraft given physical form. It did not, however, stop with sinful skin and flesh. It burrowed to the very marrow of her bones. Just imagine that's much louder and like with more effort. A playful smile graced her lips. That didn't sound like a kind of noise you let out when you're smiling, but okay.
No, she got it. She just got
She
that
got
dog in her, you know?
Oh my god, girl rough, I guess. Her sense of reason had been turned upside down by the pain. That was only natural. I can do this! She had to praise her own body for holding out so long while pushing beyond its limits. The worst part is I was about to go, yeah.
God dang.
You motherfucker. Stop taking my brain cells, Keith. I need those. So makes notice the abnormality.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
Sweet Jesus.
Oh my god. Can you just take that clip out and make it a YouTube short?
Yes, I can.
Immaculate.
I can. Hold on. Can you message me and just put 1 minute and 38 seconds?
1 minute 38.
Or no, yeah, no, 1 hour and
1 hour,
38 minutes
38.
is what I mean.
Alright.
But just put 1:38.
No, it's only been a minute. We've only been at this for a minute. It's just
Yeah,
been a very long minute.
It's an extremely long minute. As soon as we're done, I'll put it together. I'll find it. It'll be great.
1
Got
hour,
a minute
30
to win
minutes. Or 38 minutes, yeah. Let's go.
I fucking love it. It's great.
Immaculate.
Truly. It finally recognized the challenge for dominance over this space. God, it thinks it's an alpha male. It laughed at the conceit it faced. Yeah, no, the more we read, the more it's just like Gilgamesh. Wait, does that mean that the SNARK came after Gilgamesh?
Yes.
So Gilgamesh walked so the SNARK could run.
Oh my god.
Damn. Never did it expect a magician to challenge the great flat SNARK, lord of the vessels, over a millennium, and such an age of decline.
Yo, she do be
Her-
charging.
Ugh.
Hurring.
There's no end.
Her.
She tried to catch her breath, but she ain't breathing.
Suzuki.
Sojiro, I'm trying to shoot the SNARK, but my circuits are too dummy thick.
Christ.
She braced herself for becoming pain. She was going to smash that ice to pieces. I'll slice you to ribbons! Both had access to the same amount of magical energy. One of them was greatly outmatched, but
出力装置に差があった。
there was a difference in our output.
方針の規
If
模
I'm
が負けてい
losing
るのだ。
because of the scale of energy absorption and the size of the barrel, then
単純な話、
The
私を
solution
で
is
かくする
simple.
だけでいい。
all I need to do is make the formula bigger, and me with it. She takes an eat me cake.
チェンジ。ツアープラン。
Reconnect bullet configuration. I think this is one of the longest battles I've ever witnessed in my life.
Oh, for sure.
Which is not like a bad thing, but like, damn.
Yo, the music do be ballin' though.
Truly, the feedback would go beyond anything she'd experienced to date. Let's go further beyond.
Holy shit.
Quite simply, her decision went beyond recklessness. She expanded both formula to maximum size. The first layer would transform into a giant vortex swallowing up the mist.
Yo, it do be sucking. Not gonna lie. Do be
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. You're just gonna hit the button and I'm just gonna continue reading. That's all
Okay,
we're gonna
sure.
do. Just, I was gonna make a noise and I'm not gonna do that because we're having a very good time. The second layer would process it from one end and pump it into the barrel.
My girl getting juiced up real quick.
She might be turning into an angel with a shotgun.
Fighting till the war's won?
I don't think that heaven will even take her back.
Anyways.
Good choice in song.
I was naive,
撃ち落とすなんて半端もいい
thinking
と
I
こ。
could do something cute like shoot it down.
この場合、
I'm gonna do something sexy, like blast it into millions of pieces. That's not even what it said, but you hit the button. The primeval magical energy responded in concert with her conviction. It formed the pattern of a withering serpent. Voiceless magical power flying the banner of revolution. She's turning into Jeanne d'Arc, I suppose.
Ooh.
She's going into war with the magic.
Luminosity Eternal!
She beckoned the great power of old to feast its eyes upon the land. For it was the first of the trailblazers. For the representative of a mankind that knew no fear and would rend all manner of
Mythic.
Of mythic and mystic to naught.
貸し借りはここまでよ。
I'm done borrowing from you, you lying boojum.
Boojum?
That feels like a slur. I hope I didn't just say a slur.
腰をつけて返してあげる。
if you really want it, I'm more than happy to give it all back. For the newest magician commanded the principles of consumption and extinction.
Oh, wait. Okay, hang on. Boojum is a nonsense word.
Oh.
In a nonsense word in The Hunting of the Snark.
Alright.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
I can get down with that.
Fair enough.
Makes sense.
Fair. You win this round, Type Moon.
You sometimes know what you're writing, which is good.
You do be Kamehamehaing, though.
Kaploof. God. An aberrant bullet of light melted through the castle of ice.
Holy crap.
her barrel was tempered. Her control of magical energy was divine. Her veins, totally 62,000 miles in length, or 2.5 times the circumference of the equator, accepted the flow of magical energy with avarice. The subsequent magical bullet swiftly flew straight into the moon. I'm gonna give it the most stupidest voice ever, because I'm imagining the SNARK is saying this, so... No, no, no!
Bro is literally papyrus.
No! Death rose to the surface of the moon. A cry of terror, of
Indignation.
indignation echoed through the abandoned park. Reality was burned into the eyes of this creature of fantasy. Also, I'm not having a seizure, but all of the bright lights and like the flashings is like actually hurting my head.
You good?
Not in like a bad way, but I'm just like, damn, that's a lot of lights.
You alright?
I'm fine. I promise. I'm not gonna have the shakes, but I just wanted to like, I now know that I'm probably gonna have to put a flashing warning in front of this video.
That's fair.
Because that's a lot.
Yes.
Ow.
That smirk really do be like it really gives me you don't have an air fire vibes.
Do you think you have enough weapons in your arsenal? Stupid fucking moon. As Alco looked upon its... I thought that said veiny for a moment. Its vain attempt to struggle, she knew she had tasted victory. Victory despite her absolute reckless use of magical energy. The energy scales had been tipped to their breaking point, but nevertheless in her favor. Bullet configuration. Total eclipse converted. Dare it a new one. It's like, I don't know if you have an asshole, but I'm about to fucking give you one. Shatter, 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 shatter. The skyscraper shattered into atomized dust.
Whew.
The island, its unattainability extolled, had swallowed whole the despair of its many challengers. And that which remained of this once proud thing that boasted of its untouched knowledge? I just imagine it like explodes and it's like, my bugs! My bugs! Just like an oogie boogie.
Oh my god.
Azure mist bemoaned its demise. My bugs!
Bro really got hit. Yeah, bro really got hit with the friggin' genocide route 99999, you know?
Oh my god.
Got him.
Hey yo, got him. Is this what we're going to be like every time we see a skull? Is this the life that we've paved out for
I
ourselves?
suppose so. Hey, this skull had a light in one of its eyes. All right,
That's very fair. I'll find it once we're done with our recording, but I need to show you. Do you have bare fists? That's what I need to show you.
All right.
Those who know will know. The ice canopy in the sky crumbled. The SNARK hunting bullet jumped over the moon. and the dish ran away with the spoon. Its throes of death sounded like the roaring sea reverberating across this fairy tale land.
Good lord.
Just that's what the sea sounds like.
Probably. Utterly incomprehensible.
But in the midst of it, it's my bugs. The battle was over.
Whoa. Now that was a good fireworks show.
I imagine he's just sitting crisscross applesauce.
Literally just on top of the roller coaster watching all of that go down.
Mm-hmm. The thick fog dissipated and the shattered ice melted away before it hit the ground. A lethal bullet had topped the Night King along with his throne, affording him no time to grieve his loss. The oil of the moon. The untouched, flat snark. The dreamscape that had begun with its resurrection ended with its demise, drawing a close to this nightmare. I think that's where we should end.
Unless, oh,
Oh?
うわ、さすがに無茶だ。
Oh man, I guess I kind of went overboard. I thought that's where it was going to end into the next chapter. Dang.
oh, apparently so, yeah. Apparently not.
Flat on her back, Alko looked up at the night sky. She lay there, perfectly still, not able to move a single finger. When she tried, her whole body screamed out in agony. She was completely empty of magical energy, and her magical crest had come to a halt. She estimated that it would likely require a whole day to recover all of her bodily functions. Sadly, all she could really do in the moment was take a breath. At least her chest was swelling with pride. She had gone toe-to-toe with a fairy tale monster and had emerged victorious. The battlefield conditions had favored her. It was true. It favored her, it was true. But there was no denying that Alko had come a long way in the last 6 months.
それはそれとして、アリスには
Like or
謝
not,
っとかないと。
I owe Alice an apology.
プロイって壊したらそれっ
Once
き
the
りだもんね。
ploy's been broken, it's gone forever. Flat Snark would never again return to this world. But technically it was its own damn fault because it didn't want to return, so meh. It was an insanely rare item, so invaluable that it would have been impossible to price it for an auction at the association in London.
Oof.
The clock tower?
The clock tower? Yikes.
The clock tower? Damn.
Oof.
Yeah, that's not cool.
That's not great, no.
It's not great. Alko had sent Alice's priceless treasure to the Magecraft world to oblivion.
That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. He'll walk it off.
She'll walk it off. It'll be fine.
It's fine.
She's got the bird.
She's got more
She can replace it with a Jabberwocky.
Sure.
Needless to say, things had gotten more than a little out of hand.
まあ、でも。
Still, they had both agreed to the fight, so Alice probably would not complain. Even if she was furious, she would never be so undignified as to show it. The second Alko relaxed, her fatigue finally caught up with her. She did everything in her power to fight off the overwhelming drowsiness. A Aside from a few minor
Minor?
internal minor internal injuries, her body was miraculously unscathed, so much so that she felt she could probably stand up and dust herself off after a bit of rest. Do you have magical healing abilities? Like, what the fuck? The golden moon continued to burn in the night sky.
正体は油だものね。
Well,
そりゃいつ
you
ま
are
でも
oil after all. You could probably burn for Alco's bleary?
Bleary, yeah.
Okay, bleary eyes went wide in astonishment. She was still unable to lift a finger.
そっか。スナークを見つけたベイカーも。
The baker who found the SNARK disappeared along with it. She sighed in resignation. Alco accepted that her final stand left her with only 10 seconds before she burned to ash too. What?
Oh, what?
Okay, I think we should pause here because I do need to get to bed.
Fair enough.
So we can get to the Sojiro probably end up saving her, and also the fact that what the fuck? We can answer the what the fuck question next time on what the fuck.
Next.
on what the fuck Z. That's what we'll do.
What the fuck on the Holy Night?
On what the fuck in the Holy Night?
What?
Oh boy! Everyone say goodbye.
Later,
No.
gamers.
I have fun. Don't die.
We're gonna go buzz off now. Dun, da, 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 da.